What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 8 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Elspeth von Draken Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we got our first steam tank on the field, the Emperor's Wrath style steam tank, which had a pretty glorious time of it, obliterating Festus's, well, admittedly damaged stack, but doing pretty well in doing so, and exploding an enemy hero quite amusingly as well. We're still looking fairly good in the Empire, though we are in the process of retaking the Border Princes, and in doing so, we have gotten Theodore BRUCKNER unlocked as well. He is only level 1, admittedly, so it'll be a while before he gets up there, but, well, we're starting on it. Should be a fun time. In terms of what we gotta do this turn, well, it looks like we still have moves to make. Wolfgang Beckberg, you, sir, are gonna join our mechanized army, so let's move you over there. We gotta start on that thing. Mr. Elf Finder, keep on finding elves, though you've nearly done so, and we may want to declare war on, I don't know, some of their enemies. Lothern might be a good, yeah, maybe Lothern will be the one. We'll see in a second. Let's see what else we gotta do. Boris von Sighofen, for now, at least until we destroy some territory in Norska and give it to our Kislevite friends, you have to stick around and cost us lots of gold per turn, or until 5 turns have gone by and these places can defend themselves against the full stack. At least I would imagine, or at least hope so, because frankly the garrisons aren't all that strong with all these basic Imperial troops, but we'll see. Either way, you have to sit around, buddy. Eben Pfeiffer, I guess you're heading to the Bay of Blades, so to the Bay of Blades ye shall go, with Gotrek and Felix in tow, and we can auto-resolve that, go for it. Occupy. And it took a little bit of damage, but if these guys attack us, I think we'll be okay. You got an enchanted shield, and you can hold on to that for now, though that'll obviously change a little bit later. Now, we can transfer the Bay of Blades to Tsarina Catherine. She's not at war with the Goromadni tribe. Who's she at war with, incidentally? Just the Sarl, eh? Well, if we knock out the Sarl, that'll give her... Wait, is this the only... Yeah, they only have the one territory. That'll give her either the opportunity to attack Wulfric or attack the scaling. No, there are no scaling in this campaign. I'm confusing it with the Masters of Innovation campaign, who are dealing with scaling and Wulfric at the same time-ish. But here it seems that Wulfric has confederated them. Now, that's fine. Throg is looking relatively weak as well, and we may want to try to help out our friends and knock him out. Erengrad is a pretty good position to build another Garden of Morr as well, and we could use it to seal the Nemesis Crown and destroy the Brass Keep so we don't have to deal with those filthy plagues from Festus. Certainly an idea. Constructor Zintler, I'm going to have you go into Plague Ship form. You're going to head out this way, and you're going to sit in the River Reich so that you don't spread this plague around. And it's going to be 8 turns, but we have to build the Mechanist army anyway, so we might as well. Albrecht Hopt Anderson, then we're gonna have you ferry all of these extra troops to Gotrek and Felix's army to buff them up. Balderic, you can act as the recruiter for now. You were our previous inventor, and you can continue acting as such. And I just want to see... Oh, they have lots of Empire captains as options. Have they been reworked? I've never liked the Empire captain over taking a warrior priest or a, well, obviously not over a wizard, but over taking a warrior priest. Just doesn't seem, never seemed as useful. Strong Bandolier, I don't like either of these engineers either. Alright, the rest of that looks good to me. We're also out of money, which means we can't do anything, but I do want to check out Diplo, namely Elves, Lothern. We will join your war against... Dreadfleet, Cult of Pleasure, let's say Cult of Pleasure, and that'll only give us a trade agreement. Okay, fine. Dreadfleet as well. There we go. And that'll give us non-aggression pact. No trade agreement, though. I would have liked both, but I don't want to necessarily declare war on Necarius. He's close enough to potentially sail on over to us, unlike the rest. Let's do this for now and just hope that the trade agreement comes of its own accord. Go for it.
As you say.
Alright, and yes, I'm aware we still can bump this up with Ambassador to the Phoenix King, but the earlier we get a relationship established with the other elves, the more all the other elves will like us, and hopefully they'll all fall into line. Alright, you. Find the other elves and then we'll delete you in a little bit, and oh wow. Witch Hunters cost 300? That's a little bit expensive. That's a little bit excessive. In fact, how much do Engineers cost? Also 300. More worth it, in my opinion, though. At least, seemingly. I'd say the Witch Hunters need to be reduced to like 200 or something like that. Anyway, I believe we are not good to go because I'm gonna try BRUCKNER out, and thus we're going to do a quest battle. Let us set up and let's get into it. What are we missing on Elspeth? Taste for battle will buff the stubborn bulls and the demigryph knights that will inevitably be in this army because of BRUCKNER. We're not going to have any infantry, at least no melee infantry in this army, so we can ignore that. We'll probably have at least a couple of steam tanks and maybe one amethyst landship, just because it feels necessary in Elspeth's army. Damn, we are going to have to spread out our buffs a lot. Wait. Mighty Forge, oh, Honest Steel buffs the demigryphs as well, eh? Well, the armor they don't really need, a little bit of weapon strength. Obviously, Mighty Forge is a way stronger buff, and I'm inclined to say Mighty Forge is the way to go. But for now, let's get magical reserves and keep on going. We do still have a fair few points remaining. Might want to get all the way to Lightning Strike if we have sufficient points remaining after that as well. I doubt we'll be able to reach Headhunter. Anyway, let's level up the NGs. You guys are looking okay. Sigmar's Warden, Mark of Kish, probably unnecessary here. Survivalist. And you, sir. You don't have Mark of Kish either. You can get hard to hit, I suppose, for the rare situations in which you are taking damage in melee. Seems unlikely, but why not? Ooh, you're nearly level 30 though, which means your first point of Mentor. Alright, let's do this. Death's Timekeeper. What are we facing? I didn't even check what we were facing off. Oh, we're in a stance. Alright, fine. Death's Timekeeper. Can't see what the reinforcements are. They got a couple of hell cannons, some chosen, some giants. Should be an interesting time. News spreads like wildfire throughout the land as the panicked voices of the local populace recount their flight from the forces of chaos. The armies of ruin, hey, those are my favorite armies, descend from the north, ransacking nearby towns and leaving the streets awash with blood. With enough haste, some of their victims may yet still be rescued from the jaws of death. Yet for every life brutally snuffed out, the winds of Shyish blow ever stronger. Perhaps this attack could also serve as a morbid opportunity? Lay waste to the forces of chaos that terrorize the Empire, for their suffering will empower the Death's Timekeeper artifact and pave the way to unlocking the mysteries of time and death itself. Lovely. Oh, wow, and we had 503 money, just enough to teleport. A beauty. Alright. BRUCKNER, you now get the immediate regen. We'll see how you do here. This will have to be a sort of semi-controlled battle, so I don't know if this will work. But, well, I'll give it a try. I'll do my best to win this with minimal control, I should say, to still allow for a cinematic. Go. Elspeth von Draken marches against time. As a town burns, its citizens suffer in the malevolent clutches of chaos, dragged from their homes to serve as bloody sacrifice. Though each dark ritual threatens to call forth a demonic tide into the very heart of the Empire, each death keeps the sands of Death's Timekeeper flowing. If these converging winds of Shyish are to be harnessed, the rampaging forces of chaos must be first laid to waste.
These harbingers of chaos bring nothing but death and destruction to our lands. These souls may be lost, but I shall not cower while the slaughter continues. I know not what demonic horrors await beyond their portals, and I do not plan to find out. Their sacrificial rites must end now! My pale scythe will see to it, one way or another. Either it cleaves their cultist in twain to halt the foul magics of his ritual, or weakens the waiting demons by ending his victim's misery. Whatever the outcome, We will soak this battlefield in blood, and the winds of Shaiish shall blow a gale. Virtue demands we spare them no mercy.
Ooh, I like the speech. I like that they went ahead to show that Elspeth is pragmatic enough to understand that the sacrifices can be killed as well, not just rescued, but killed, even if even if they're sacrifices. Anyway, here we go. We've deployed against a sort of like minor settlement type battle, with the enemy having plenty of cliff sides to act as fortifications here. They have two hell cannons placed upon these embankments, plateaus, or whatever, and we're going to have to knock them out. The first one will be targeted by both of our great cannons and our single unit of snipers, the Hawkland long rifles / Ergig Jaeger Corps, and they should be able to knock out the hell cannon fairly quickly. Elspeth will take the other hell cannon, will head directly toward it, popping Spirit Leech, and then hopefully soon following that up with a Carmine Dragon Breath. Now, you can't see it because it's part of the quest sort of objectives, but there are 4 Chaos Gates. They really like those Chaos Gates. Spaced throughout the settlement. Each one has a unit of sacrifices, and each one has a hero of one of the gods guarding them. And basically, we have to kill off the hero to shut down the gate, and, well, that's what we'll be doing. Kind of funnily enough, very similar to the battle against Gotrek and Felix that we fought last time. Anyway, it looks like the cannons and the Jaeger Corps did manage to knock out Hell Cannon 1. Elspeth is on approach to Hell Cannon 2, and that's probably not a sight you want to see coming over the cliffside / plateau like that. And Dragon Breath 1 will break the Hell Cannon before it can fire again, and we can thus ignore it. Looks like some enemies are going to be moving towards us, but we have set up our Amethyst gun line here. And it is merely units of Marauders, so we shouldn't be having too much of a tough time here. Over on the rightmost flank, we've sent our 2 units of Outriders just to clear the way and start annoying the enemy Marauders here. Unshielded Marauders with great weapons as well, so the regular Outriders should be able to put quite a dent in those enemy forces. Especially if they want to sort of sit around like that and not do too much. More Marauders charging forth, but the Amethyst Ironsides can do quite well in melee, and we have gaps in our lines as well. I like the fact that we can use the Amethyst the Amethyst Ironsides rather, as pseudo-melee troops, in the sense that we can have other gunners fire between their lines, and these guys can fire and then go into melee as needed. A giant approaches though, and it looks like it will get in there. Now, many units would probably lose some models off of that, but because of their melee defense and their armor being 90, it looks like the Giant failed to kill a single one of the Ironclad Conquerors with that. A second Giant is moving in as well, but this one's being targeted by, I think, a lot more guns, and probably will go down before the enemy gets to us. Out here, Elspeth is dueling the first of the enemy heroes, because the Corn summoning is the first of the summonings, and it looks like the spears are helping out. As I understand it, once the hero is dead, however, the spears will turn to our side, though I'm not sure how many of them will be left, as they have to contend with the Carmine Dragon. Looks like Marauders are booking it out of there. Giant 1 falls under the hail of Amethyst gunfire below Zintian skies, interestingly enough, while the other one continues trying to smash apart the Ironclad Conquerors, and has done some damage, finally. Theodore Bruckner, however, moves in. It is his debut battle after all, lightning crackling around his armor as he activates his Stormlance ability, giving him a pretty massive melee buff. We'll see how he fares, as we'll try to get him a duel later in this battle, maybe against one of the heroes, if Elspeth doesn't beat beat him to it, as she's pretty good and that sort of thing. Over on the leftmost flank, a few of the enemy marauders did manage to move past our gun line, and the giant is dead as well, and we'll clean them up with the Knights of the Black Rose. Looks like the marauders, the 3 units of marauders here, have also decided to sally out and give chase to the outriders, but they were all gunned down to a man-rauder. Looks like the Gate of Corn is closed. Harpies, or Furies rather, aside, and this unit of spears will join us to start attacking the poor crew of this poor Hell Cannon. And I'm not controlling the Hellstorm rocket batteries, which is why they're wasting their time firing on that crew, but fortunately with the crew dead, they can hopefully fire into something else. There we go. Gate 1 is closed. Let's head towards Gate 2, which I believe in order is going to be the Gate of Nurgle. And we've got, I think, 100 seconds until it closes, so we gotta knock that hero out before it does. In the meantime, the Gate of Slaanesh is out here as well, and we'll have BRUCKNER lead the rest of the army. Makes sense for him to act as the sub-commander of the main force, while Elspeth, does mystical things all over the place. And he'll lead it towards trying to deal with the Gate of Slaanesh, rather than having Elspeth deal with that one as well. Not that she and her dragon have their talons full, mind you, as I don't think these guys are going to be all that threatening. A Spirit Leech comes down on that Chaos Sorcerer. Chant Gorefester, eh? Sounds like a mix of Chant Gorefester. Sounds like a mix of Tzeentch, Nurgle, and Khorne. And there we go, there's that Laser Breath, and together with Spirit Leech knocks him down to about nearly half HP, but Elspeth can simply land and destroy him after. Looks like some Chaos Fury is going to try to go after our Outriders here, but I'm sure they'll be just fine. Alrighty. And what do we got here? Hello, somebody for BRUCKNER to fight. I am kind of more interested in that than watching Elspeth obliterate another hero, mostly because she has no problem in doing so. We also, by the looks of it, have some Chaos Warriors cresting this kill, and I don't imagine they're going to have a good time of it as they get shot up by the Amethyst Ironsides, and by the looks of it, the Hellstorm rockets are targeting them as well. Really got to get at least one of the Amethyst Hellstorms in this army, though. And there we go. Ooh, some nice rockets hidden in there. All the while, BRUCKNER continues to head towards the enemy lord, which is, let's see, in terms of stats, stronger than BRUCKNER, but BRUCKNER has his ability activation. So who will carry the day? Well, we can see the enemy warriors dropping in the background. BRUCKNER activates that Storm Lance. And the two will begin their fight. The enemy lord already dropping down to about half HP, though admittedly he is going to take a few volleys, a little bit of help from the Ironsides. Once again, I'm not controlling them, I'm just sort of setting their formation, so they're sort of doing this themselves. Really, in this particular battle, I pretty much... Oh, nice. Nice hit from BRUCKNER. I've pretty much only controlled BRUCKNER and Elspeth, and then just sort of moved the units into positions where I hoped they could fire on the enemy regardless of where said enemy was deployed, as obviously desyncs will cause them to be in different locations, but thereby we can once again somewhat mitigate the annoyance of that desync. Next is the Slaaneshi hero. Looks like the third hero. Elspeth has cleared out and closed the Nurglite gate, and in doing so, kept the great swords there at full HP, who were going to act as our reinforcements here. Looks like the Slaaneshi hero will have to be Elspeth's after all. I was hoping that she wouldn't have to deal with them all, but you know what? It's fine. To be fair, closing of Chaos Gates is probably something that is more the sorceress's domain rather than the rest of the army, BRUCKNER included. Anyway, some Chaos Fears of Tzeentch have landed upon Stirland's Revenge and some Amethyst Ironsides, but they have no chance against either one of those units, hybrid melee units, as they are, or hybrid range units, depending on how you want to call it. The last of the gates remaining is the Gate of Tzeentch. And the enemy lord has kept, or the enemy hero, Chaos Sorcerer Lord, no, it's a Lord this time, has kept all of its units around itself, but that's just fine. We got more units approaching, and I don't think we're going to need artillery help this time around, as we should be able to take care of them. I don't remember why Elspeth was moving here, but there's probably a unit that didn't exist, like a flying unit or something like that, and she probably had to deal with it. BRUCKNER trying to move in as well, but some Marauders of Tzeentch get in his way. Elspeth starts with a Spirit Leech upon the enemy Lord to knock down his barrier. This will hopefully allow her to use her Carmine Dragon Laser Breath / Ion Cannon without it being mitigated by that shield. There we go. Ooh, and that one worked quite well. Man, it feels like there's a pretty big disparity. I mean, sometimes I remember we hit a Goblin Great Shaman, and the Dragon Breath did like, I don't know, like 15% of his HP. This time, the Dragon Breath did a good, what, 60% of his HP? Quite interesting at that. But nonetheless. Anyway, BRUCKNER is moving in. Countess Emmanuel's champion, trying to help Elspeth out. Elspeth, just give him an amulet and, I don't know, set it to explode and then fly away. Just a thought. I'm just throwing ideas out there. Anyway, I believe with that the enemy lord drops the last of the sacrifices turn upon the forces of chaos, as they should have done from the start. They should have fought to a man rather than be captured like this. Though I suppose they were mind-controlled or whatever, but nonetheless. And a heroic victory for Elspeth, and we managed to do a quest battle with the cinematic up and running too. Beautiful. Alright, there we go. And ooh, that's a big chunk of XP. There we go. Easy a little fight, or at least decently so. The enemy didn't stand much of a chance there, unfortunately for, well, the AI, because the AI isn't particularly good at defending minor settlement-like locations, but generally speaking, the Chaos Warriors themselves, without proper fortifications, they're not going to do too well in a defensive position against the Empire there, especially with only 2 Hell Cannons to call upon. We just had aerial and artillery superiority, and when you have both air superiority and artillery superiority, the defensive position is in pretty bad shape. Anyway, Elspeth got a decent amount of damage on her. I mean, she was flying around knocking out those ritual lords, so not surprising. And actually, the Outriders did fairly well. I guess we'll still... I'm just wondering whether we replace them here. Well, we'll probably get steam tanks in place of the Outriders eventually. Still have to figure out what exactly we want for the final form of Elspeth's army, but until we actually tech up to the point that we can, you know, get those units, not yet. Pardon captives for the cash, or the additional cash, and there's the Death's Timekeeper. Now, out of curiosity, what does the magic item drop chance plus 50% post-battle chance of stealing magic item? Not bad. Not bad. It's unfortunate, though, to... Let's see, Death's Timekeeper gives us a self-heal. Alright, we'll take it. I mean, we lose the... Oh, Perfect Vigor is useless, isn't it? But, useless because basically every lord gets it anyway. They should rework that in some manner, but it's not going to happen. I like the ones in Magic Power Reserve, as it'll can probably keep us topped up nicely throughout. The HP regeneration will be nice. I mean, yeah, it replaces 16% ward save, which is quite a bit of ward save lost, and it makes Elspeth more fragile, but I guess she can use the Timekeeper to heal in a pinch, so it's fine either way. There we go. Alrighty. Wait, one of you leveled up to level 30, that's a you. Let's get to you that mentor for when you would get additional XP, and BRUCKNER got a total of 7 levels. Huh. Maybe we should get hold the line, but otherwise, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points there. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, meaning we can spend 4 points freely. So get your Deadly Blade, hold the rest of the points until we get through this. And you get your own Demigryph Reaper to lead the Demigryph Knights in this army on at level 11 as well, which should be fairly quick. Nice. Alright, with that completed, we are basically... Ooh. Alright, now we've already moved. We are out of moves. We just got to... double check if there's any more money to be built now that we have a little bit more cash back. Also, some of you in the comments asked me why I haven't built the garden thing here. The thing is, we're probably going to delete this garden. It's not in a good place, and we only used it to deal with the ogres. This one's probably going to go somewhere either to Akendorf or to maybe even all the way to Sartosa, maybe even both. Nuln is fine. We'll need one at Erengrad, as it's the essentially going to be the tip of the empire, just the tip though, and then probably once we conquer Marienburg, another one will be at Marienburg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Essentially at 5 corners to jump around and then back to Nuln as needed should we, have to get to the center of the empire. This is thus a temporary location, and we will not be building an upgrade there just to delete it later on. Also, engagement threshold, definitely have reached it. It seems this campaign is by far the most popular of the 3, and you guys have been doing really great on doing that engagement threshold thing and going over it. Tamarkan's going under, Elspeth's going over, Malachi's about even with it. So, kind of interesting in terms of the dynamics there, but since this one's been doing so well, I think maybe if it keeps up, maybe on the 10th episode, I'll do a bonus episode and maybe do 2 episodes in one day or something like that. I will think about it. You know what, while we're taking a minute, let's also get a few names in here. We need to get a bunch of the new Knights of the Black Rose, and you guys have given me like a dozen names for them. So let's give them a couple. Scythes of Morr, and Swords of Midnight. There we go. Alright, 2 for you. I don't know how many of these guys we're going to keep. You know what, let's name our first Emperor's Wrath as well. I like the name, the Painted Rose. There we go. And we'll have another sister tank for you. I still haven't decided whether we put these in Elspeth's army, because I feel like the ones in Elspeth's army are going to be the Hellblaster variant, not the Emperor's Wrath variant with the cannons. Mostly just so that she basically has every single artillery type available to her. Not that she needs it, but just because I feel like it would be nice. Oh, actually, speaking of Elspeth's army, probably better way to do this, admittedly, but oh well. And you can get a name as well. I don't know whether we'll be keeping regular Ironsides in this particular army, but we'll see. The Iron Hail. Then, our first... Okay, where's that army? Our first... Where the hell did I put it? Right, I forgot he conquered the Bay of Blades. Our first Amethyst Hellstorm Rocket Battery. You can be... How about the Purple Sunmaker? Ooh, actually, wait. If we're gonna put one of these in Elspeth's arm, I'm not 100% sure, but if we are, since she has the regular Sunmaker, maybe she should have the Purple Sunmaker as well. Alright, fine. More rockets. There you go. Always love the more puns, and they will always come in handy. Next up, what do we have? Oh, Amethyst Outriders. Yes, let's name at least one of you. You can be Morr Daka. Since we're doing a more pun name, maybe we'll do this a whole army with more puns. Or at least a decent amount of it. I think that'll do. Alright, we have more names, but I don't know what other units... well, wait, did I name the last of the units of these guys? Yeah, the Iron Hail. Regular Nuln Ironsides, rather. Oh, damn it. I don't know why it does that. When you re-click on something accidentally, it sort of like reforces you to rename it, whatever. Anyway, I don't know whether we'll be keeping these. These knights will also be transferred away, so let's wait a little bit. Let's do some building now. And money is once more the order of the day. We are good here, Stirland. We are good here. Well, money and things that enable us to get more money, which is, well, Matorka. Let's level you up. Actually, no, I don't trust it. We don't know there's another army there, so yeah, let's hold on to the rest of the cash. I'm sure there will be other stuff to build and upgrade next turn. Good enough for me. Skip, and turn. And we're good to go. Marius Light... Ooh, Scrag the Slaughterer is back. Marius... A Lightdorf. You can't reach this, can you? That'd be unfortunate.
Elspeth von Draken.
Thorgrim, you want us to join a war against Clan Morrs. We probably will send an army down there to help you out later on, just so that you survive. I assume that Thorgrim's going to be in trouble sooner than later. He's going to get attacked by Morrs at the same time as a bunch of other factions, after all. Stop getting damaged. And, oh, all of you got damaged, including the money building, which was being upgraded. How dare. Alright. Building's damaged. Elspeth, kill Scrag, rather. Real quick. Probably should have summoned another lord here so that we could have taken Karakangazar and not had to move around. But at least we got Scrag's defeat trait like this. And something to do with magic. Miscast base chance minus 10%, wins some magic powers of capacity plus 8. Not bad for Elspeth's army in particular. Oh, and she's still losing mana. Damn. Disciples of the Maw finally destroyed as well. Let's go for Council of Burgomeisters here and hope that the place doesn't rebel. And let's upgrade Angazar first and then Matorka second. Angazar is more expensive, but at the same time it's, let's say, less likely to die. Durthu was going for these guys. Are you not at war with the Skaven? You are. We could try to set him up into a war with the Broken Axe, though I guess the problem there is he'd probably get overrun. Broken Axe are doing real well. Actually, if they were to push up into Marienburg, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world either. Then we have to consider that. Anyway, you're gonna go into this army, Mr. Mechanist. And, okay, nothing new there. You! What can we build for you? That will still go into our Mechanist army. I guess we'll need probably some more war wagons. We're not going to have all steam tanks for, you know, quite a while. In fact, we can't even build them yet. Though we are approaching the ability to build landships, and which can take the place of some steam tanks. And we'll do landships and war wagons together with some stuff, and ooh, two things. Outpost. Level, okay, wait. Ally missions, Hamathane, Frost, and Halfdeer. Okay, yeah, sure, we'll do that, but we probably will want to upgrade these outposts. How close are we to Thunder Barges here? Yeah, they still haven't built the building. I'm really hoping that the last point is taken by the air building, because Karazgrak is being upgraded to tier 5. It would be a real waste if they didn't. Also, I don't like the fact that Azag is hanging around. Okay. Let's go next. Alberic, you have to get to Gautric and Felix. Do we have travel? Yes, we do. We can travel through your territory. You are going to plague ship up so that you don't spread that plague. Lovely. And what's the likelihood? I probably can't take this. We'll still have to use Elspeth to do that manually. That's fine. Helmut von Blutzen, you are going to keep finding elves, though if we have any money left over, I might get the ambassador to Phoenix King. Like right now. Depending on if we have more money buildings to build. And you did not reach the edge of your movement. You're supposed to go here. It feels so weird that we're putting a life wizard in the Mechanist army, but, well, that's the way that we got to, pretty much the only real way we have to heal the units. Alright, you. Are these guys going to be able to take Sarl encampment? We were going to trade it to them anyway. I'm just not sure that we can trust the AI to do it. So, I think we'll move in and camp all the way up here. And we'll see about getting it ourselves. Because if these guys sack it, then we'll trade it. And then maybe we'll leave the rest of this to the Ice Court, such that, in fact, let's trade them the Bay of Blades immediately. Bay of Blades, here you go. It's a lot of money, but they need it. They need the money. And they need it for armies and whatnot. If they take Sarl encampment, that's great. They'll take the entire province, but we still probably want to knock out Wintertooth to make sure that Throg doesn't kill off our dwarven friends here. It is likely that we'll get more access to air units out of Malachai's armies after all. And not just air units, lots of fancy artillery and stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in the dwarven roster, especially as we've been seeing in the Malachai campaign. Anyway, money. Once again, prioritize. Ostland, you are good. That's Ostermark, not Ostland. Not to be confused. Okay, this is good. No money here. Talabekland is... aha, right here. More money. And you are good as well. And surprisingly, no upgrades for any settlements. Go figure. Oh well. Next up, we'll go for Ambassador to the Phoenix King. Alright, here. Don't really care about the allegiance point. Oh, it's allegiance points with everybody? Oh, I actually very much do care about that. Yeah, it's good that we get this right now. Alright, despite the cost, we also need to get back up to about 10k. We are losing a lot of extra money right now, unfortunately. But we can deal with it. Northern provinces, you are unfortunately in trouble. And getting overrun by village. You know, lately I've seen Cathay getting absolutely wrecked, just constantly. Bit of a shame, but I would still like to ally with them and keep an eye on them. And on top of that, they might give us vision of the other Cathayan territories, which might survive. Also, if we get vision from Jiao Ming, that might in turn give us vision of Balthazar Guilt without having to get the tech. Oh, Miao Ying, I fear you're dead. You're gonna get wrecked by Village. He's gonna teleport on top of you and then destroy your army. And you have no defensive structure at Nangao. Oh man, you're screwed. You're screwed. I'll still build the outpost here at level 1. A little bit of extra garrison, who knows? Maybe if you keep an army there, it'll be okay. Yeah, it's interesting to see how when Cathay came out, it seemed like they were doing really well constantly and capturing all of Cathay, but now they're constantly getting destroyed. It is interesting that with updates, the dynamic on the overworld or the map changes, as that gives us, could just skip all this, that gives us sort of a different playthrough every time, which I really appreciate. I'm not entirely sure that the devs are doing it on purpose, because it sort of happens dynamically when you add additional factions or modify other factions. Aha, I knew I shouldn't have invested in this place. But you've just killed yourself, also. What are you doing? Okay. They attacked a place we didn't invest in because we didn't trust in investing it, and then they died. And they're gonna die. You, confederate? No, not yet. No defensive alliances. Ally begins outpost construction, swell for them, settlement sacked, Matorka, okay. Is this worth fighting? I mean, might be, just for fun. Let's take a look at what else we have. Karakern wants to be friends again. And they still want that trade agreement, don't they? Who calls? Reichland, Osland, still no confederation, though Osland is approaching. We should probably let them fight Wulfric and stuff so that they, you know, get weaker by virtue of it. Karakern, you're tempting. But once again, I'm wary of Durthu just getting real pissed off about that. And we're still not friends with the Rhine, are we? Which is the problem. Actually, forget. We are trading with Tulzin. Oh, I guess we're trading with them. Let me just see here. What kind of agreements we have with Tulzin. We don't have the military access, and we're at plus 37, but this will probably drop due to, yeah, they and Karakern don't like each other. I'm gonna hold off on Hearn. They don't actually provide us any real use because we're below or south of them in the border princes, which means we essentially protect that border on our own, which ain't great. You're still not fighting the Chaos Dwarfs, Karaz, correct? No, it looks like you're not. Alright, Elspeth, let's have you fight. Do we need to level you for this particular fight? I fear that we do not, or I don't know, I said I fear we do not, we just don't. Yeah.
For known, for the Empire.
And then the next few battles for Elspeth at least will most likely be auto-resolves. You're gonna run, hopefully not far enough, and I'm gonna hope that Durthu doesn't take these territories, but we'll see. Do this fight real quick. Huh. Alright, apparently Elspeth wants to be quiet today as she makes no speech, or perhaps the start of the speech was something I missed. But anyway, another one of these armies, very similar in formation to the army we destroyed, belonging to Aranessa herself. As usual, Elspeth will move forward and target that ion cannon against the enemy lord, dropping spirit leeches, and that Death's Timekeeper as well, healing herself up as, unfortunately, she does need a she does seem quite a bit more fragile now, and that she lacks that additional 16% ward save, and the volleys from the enemy range units do quite a bit of extra damage. Anyway, she's going to be a complete menace to the enemy army, dropping death and fire spells like the enemy lord gets hit with a spirit leech, while the cannons try to focus him down, and by the looks of it, fairly successfully, as another hit from the cannons will force said enemy lord to drop. Or it should have happened, but because of the desync it might not be. But it doesn't matter, because the enemy lord is melting away, and in the presence of Elspeth, the dead will return to the grave. Another amethyst sun, or purple sun of Zoraeus, maybe we should just call it Amethyst Sun, will mow down a unit of zombie pirates, and frankly, the enemy army is in pretty darn bad shape already. We have also set up once again such that we don't have to move this army more or less, so it is effectively acting on its own, as long as we have a decent Imperial sort of line, with gaps in our lines for the rest of our units to fire at, or fire through, as well as the heavier units guarding the flanks from, well, flankers like these doggos, but we should be just fine. Later on, we'll place the Knights of the Black Rose with demigryphs to move with BRUCKNER. Although I suppose at the same time, I could be convinced to take BRUCKNER out of Elspeth's army and give him his own army with lots of demigryphs and things. I'll think about it. I feel like he should be with Elspeth, but who knows? And as you can see here, I mean, this is part of the desync. She shouldn't be as damaged as she is here, but she's clearly a lot more fragile because of the lack of that Talisman of Preservation, but at least she can heal herself, or you would think, but between the regeneration and that Death's Timekeeper, she's actually reached her healing cap. Not that it matters particularly for this battle, as the enemy is nearly done. It looks like some of our zombies will actually be able to reach our gun lines as the Amethyst guns are able to range them. Can't even quite see the enemy from where we're firing at, but that's just fine. We just have to know roughly where they are. I'm sure the army has spotters. Might be nice to have a whatchamacallit, a Cathian balloon to act as a spotter in one of these rare situations, or better yet, a thunder barge to act as a spotter, which we'll work on, not in this army, but definitely in the mechanical army as we go. All right, not much for BRUCKNER to do in that particular battle, but I'm not so sure he'd be so happy about that. But anyway, loot gained decent, but we can get quite a bit of schematics, and we do want a lot more amethyst units, so we're gonna. Let's see, the Sunmaker outdoing the regular Hellstorm rocket battery by nearly twice as much. Can't wait to put a purple Sunmaker in here as well. I mean, I guess we could get rid of a unit right now. It's just that I feel like maybe we want to save some schematics for some upgrades. Salvage munitions. Also, oh, okay, I thought she was going to wander into the sea. Go into March stance. Oh, good channel as well. The thing is, I don't know whether we can reach this place, and I'd rather not risk it, so let's move out here. Luckstone is fine. Hello. Apprentice Wizard gives winds of magic powers of capacity plus 18, eh? Now here's the question. 143. If we give this to BRUCKNER. Not Agitator, not Bone Picker, okay. Now what are we at? 161. Okay, so it doesn't actually have to be on the Lord, which is great. Okay, where's equipment gained? I want to see something. Won a battle. Thanks. That was the first one we got. What do you mean won a battle? I guess they're rare? I don't know. Tollkeeper is great. Well, maybe you want to put that on somebody, but for now we're okay. Alright, let's keep moving and doing. Baldric, can you construct those landships yet? No, but in a couple of turns, once Nuln is upgraded. Could get some great swords on field. I'm not entirely sure which army to put them in as yet, but we definitely want some great swords with a few other things. Alberic, you are going to wander... Oh, has Edgig just been destroyed? Wait. Go on regular stance, I want to see what's going on here. Did these guys sack it and then wander away? Alright, well. Cross... Okay, you can't cross. I'm not going to put him in march stance just because I'm wary of getting suddenly attacked by one of Festus's armies. Better not risk it at the current time. Evan Pfeiffer, these guys did take Sarlin Cabinet. But these guys took the Forbidden Citadel. Oh no, Masters of Innovation, you are running out of territory. Alright, I'm gonna hope that the Ice Court can protect themselves, because clearly the dwarfs need more help than these guys do. So we're gonna go up here and just keep on traveling. This gets us further away from our retrofit army, but, well, what can you do? Needs must, and we gotta destroy things. Oh, hello, Homothane Frost. What do we have in your army? 16 units, eh? But we have basically garbage here. I wonder if he's actually gonna try to land. He hasn't marched. If we had a single artillery piece, I'd do this, but I'm disinclined to summon one. We also have the Wonder of the Age landship, but... A moment. Kinda tempted to try it out. Yeah, but what if there's a bunch of trolls in here? And we're it's so tempting, though. Damn you, game. Why do you do this to me? We're gonna put the Wonder of the Age into Baldric Zintler's army. It's just that he can't build stuff as yet. If we do this, we could sally out and try the ship out. I'll think about it while we do the rest of the turn. Let's see what else we got. You move into this army. Helmet, have you found the last of the elves? We are missing... Okay, we found Avalorn. Move to Safari as well. I mean, to be fair, once we get alliances with the elves, most of them will just want to be friendly anyway, so it probably won't be a big deal. Ooh, minus 6.1 on Austin. If they lose that main stack trying to attack Festus, we might be able to confed them. That'll give us Talabheim, which will complete the province here. Which would be quite nice. But for now, I can't do much. Boris. Very tempting, sir. Let's do the rest of what we're doing here. Now, I believe we were going for trained marksmen for more guns. We need more guns to get more schematics and whatnot, after all. Sorry, crossbows. You mainstay as you are of Imperial lines. Right now, we're a little bit preoccupied with other stuff. Next up, we got buildings. Mordheim is ready to build the Sigmar's Rock. -1 corruption, eh? It's honestly not that big of a deal, not 4.8k right now. I feel it might not be worth our time. Any upgrades here, or at least money upgrades? Not that I can see. Not here. If we save enough money, I'm building that landship and we're gonna fight. Just with the landship. And just because we can. The rest of this looks good to me. Forest of Gloom. I mean, I guess we'll need the tap rooms here because... Well, I suppose we could just never collect income here. And again... with this investment, we could still get 500 gold per turn from this territory, plus whatever we gain from the capital. It'll still be something. Or we just ignore it completely and never collect the income. I'm not sure. Ugh, 4.8k. Oh, it's expensive. It'll be cheaper if we do a Council of Burgomeister, so let's do that, and, you know what, let's ignore the place. I want the landship, screw it. And what I also want is check out the Imperial Gunnery School. Now, passive ability, spear ports for all landship units. Melee defense reflection, go. Do it. Also, what do we need to do for this? Gunnery School upgrades. Ensure that Nuln Gunnery School is upgraded and use the Spirit Barrage. Yeah, sure. We are using the Hailstorms quite a bit, so we might as well upgrade them. And Disoriented Contact Effect, reduce speed, melee defense, and reduce speed. Damn. The Amethyst Outriders are sounding nastier and nastier by the minute. Missile block, yes. Ability landmine. It's 1,000 though. For a single landship, it might not be worth it right now. Also, ooh, the upgrades for the Hellblaster volley guns upgrade the steam tanks with Hellblasters as well, and give them suppressive fire. Oh, that's fantastic. That'll combine with our gunnery armies very nicely indeed. Ballistics plating for Amethyst Ironsides, just out of curiosity. Murderous charge, missile explosion radius increase. Oh yeah. This guy's gonna get real nasty. Doubles the damage of rocket vortexes. Doubles, you say? Damn, these things are gonna be very nasty. Oh, last right's effect intensity gives us power recharge and reserves per second at the last tier 4 Amethyst Hellstorms. Meaning we will definitely want some of these in Elspeth's army, if nothing else, just for that. There's so many tempting things here, damn it. Righty. Ooh, also, just while we're looking at this, we get the better engines, gives us more power, acceleration, and speed for the steam tanks, but the rest of this is fine for now. Landmine, eh? Well, I'm just gonna do it. I want to try out the landship in all its glory. We're gonna transfer to the other army anyway. Why not, right? Why not? Why shouldn't we build a landship? Go. Alright, close victory. And the wonder of the age. Go.
In the Emperor's name!
Alrighty, here we go, our first landship, and you gotta love these frickin' things. I mean, it's so silly, and yet so good, although I suppose that that does describe Warhammer in general, to some degree. Things need to be a mix of just hilariously stupid and also awesome in equal measure. Anyway, we're probably not going to control the rest of our army all that much. Mostly, I want to see the landship in action and see how well it does. This thing also... Unlike the steam tanks, which have the bi-directional missile block, this thing has 360 missile block, but it looks like it's the same type of 30%, unlike the 100% or 90%, I guess, is the max missile block of the steam tanks, which means, all said and done, these things are going to be pretty vulnerable to range fire, and with the anti-large available to missile damage on a lot of the Norscan forces, unlike via the Marauder Hunters with javelins, that's certainly something we'll have to watch out for, plus all the armor piercing from those throwing axes. Regardless, let's see how this thing does. Alright, just gonna wait for the rest of the army to trundle up, gonna take a shot with the cannon. That is its sort of main armament. It's got a mortar up here as well, and there we go. It's going to start taking shots from enemy javelins and such, and quite a little bit of damage at that, losing about 10% HP. We will need a healer on this thing, but that's just fine. I don't imagine it's going to be the most threatened in this army, even with us sort of sending it out to where it gets targeted. Anyway, time to roll our way down that hill. We've got 55 movement speed, and our mass is, what, 5,000? Not to the degree of something like a toad dragon, but when you activate full power, we go up to 7.5k mass, which is quite a bit nonetheless. And that also bumps its speed up to 110. Look how fast these frickin' things move. There we go, charging right into that blob of enemy marauder horses. And we're going to pop a landmine as well as we keep on trundling through. Probably better to do that through enemy infantry lines rather than enemy... now, running over some poor doggos, I feel bad. Running over infantry is probably going to work better than cav, but, you know. It's an equal opportunity landship. It'll run over everything it can. Now there we go. Keep using your mass to make your way through the enemy lines. Of course, the rest of the enemy has moved on in while our main line holds. We really don't care about any of these units. Every single one of them is going to be deleted later, and we're just fighting this because I want to see the landship and do its thing. I also noticed that the enemy, in targeting the landship, is hitting a lot of its own units, which works for us. Landship is going to keep on charging on through. Nice cannon shot right in front of it as it hits the back line of the enemy marauders and drops another landmine right into the middle of them. There we go. I'm sure that'll bump up the damage. We also have the gun ports on the sides, and I guess the gunners firing down from it. Can't wait to combine these, like a few of these, with a couple steam tanks or a few steam tanks and war wagons and thunder barges. It's going to be a glorious mechanical army. And by the looks of it, a fairly quick one at that. Once again, these things move a lot quicker than infantry do. Though it is starting to take damage. Once again, we're not really doing anything to try to preserve its HP here. Normally what we might want to do is allow the enemy range units to engage our other units before allowing them to target the landship, but this is fine. It's not like this army has to go anywhere, and as long as the thing survives, it'll be good. Alright, get a few more shots in there. Mortar keeps firing. The gunner crew keeps firing as well. I also really enjoyed the, in the Blood Dragons mod, the Aberash playthrough, I really enjoyed the various ships that were available, both to the enemy faction and to our own faction as well. Oh, there we go. That's a bloody charge. Good lord. You gotta build up a speed and charge through infantry lines like that, rather than waste it on enemy horses, though it looks like the horses are fleeing before the landship as well. Very nice. Also, this thing's very, very nice and colorful as well, which I appreciate. It's a big old target, and it exclaims, "We're right here, go for it." And gun them down as they run. I do believe the enemy is beginning to chain route and shatter as the enemy units book it on through. They're also probably terrified of the landship as well, as it does cause terror, which, well, kind of makes sense. As you probably have to be a little bit of a madman to build one of these things. And I'm sure Malachi appreciates the constructs as well, crude though they are compared to Dwarven technology. Anyway, just a few more shots, and just because I'm enjoying this thing running the enemy down. I do feel like it could maybe use a few spikes on the front. Especially to protect the wheels. I mean, this is a relatively small wheel. I would imagine, realistically, these things would be very vulnerable to like a single hit from like a artillery piece or even a monster, and just clogging up that wheel or just breaking it or something like that. It's a relatively small wheel, and it doesn't have like a cow catcher or anything like that to protect it from anything. But anyway, we'll critique the design of the landship later. For now, it works very nicely for us. Alright, there we go. That was completely necessary, I assure you. And admittedly, I didn't really control the army all that much. I just wanted to screw around with the landship. And, well, the landship did very well, getting 300 kills by itself. The speed ability of it makes it move so damn fast as it charges down the battle lines, but as we can see, it is really vulnerable to enemy missile fire, and just like the vulnerability that we've seen in other campaigns of things like war shrines, which constantly get targeted by everything, it looks like these things will get targeted by everything as well. So we will need to be careful in that regard. It's so fun charging it through things as well. And at 32.5k damage, it outdid maybe not the entire army together, but I don't know, pretty up there, pretty darn up there. Well done to the Wonder of the Age. What a fun unit. What a stupid and hilariously fun unit. Don't bother praising a Sigmar. We'll take the money because we just spent a bunch on that completely necessary landship. The army is destroyed. Is this an island? No, it's not an island. Just something on the coast. Oh, it's a bunch of skulls with a lighthouse or whatever. Brazier burning on some stuff. I just had another thought. We could declare war on Marienburg with this army as soon as the city watch is complete. That might be a reason to get Baldric Zintler up there right now to transfer stuff. And what the heck? Who took Eilhart? Oh, they're fighting the orcs. Wait, Reichland. Minus 56. So come on now. If you're gonna start losing against the orcs, you should start getting ready to confed with us. Anyway, let's see what else we got. You won't be able to construct for 5 more turns more landships, which means for now, I mean, we can rebuild cannons later on if we need to. Delete the cannons. Also, did I put you into State Troop Levy? I did, which means we need to put you back into Council of Burgomeisters for the next turn. But for now, let's build a few more mechanical wonders. Okay, admittedly, the war wagons aren't quite mechanical wonders, but build them for that particular army, and then we'll combine them with the Emperor's Wrath and the other thing. And just out of curiosity, How many more turns until we can get another Emperor's Wrath? Oh, we can also put the Black Lions and the Templehof Luminarch in there if we wanted to. 3 turns and we'll get another one. We just need to make sure that we have the money to be able to afford it. And our Jade Wizard has arrived. Alright. We can start on Marienburg and conquering it. Master Engineer. Yes, another Hawkland Scopes. Oh, beautiful. Oh, Elspeth. We have a gift for you and all your Amethyst Ironsides. Even more range. Yep. Alright, do it. Wait, this is a... Oh! This is a lord, not a hero. I got excited for the wrong reason, but this could be an all-gun army, because Elspeth's going to be a little bit different. Alright, well, that's a lord we can get on the field to... Well, not be our mechanist guy.
For the Empire.
I don't even remember. You're an inventor. Wait. What are you? You're knowledgeable. This guy's a mechanist, which means we need to put him in that army, but we can move him on down there afterwards. Assuming... Oh, another thing. Wait, does this actually work?
Innovation.
This, now it says Heroes Army, so it should work. Alright. Anyway, Constructor Zintler, you just stick around there, buddy. You keep on building, and we'll get that new lord to command a bunch of gun units as well. Nice, nice. More gun armies. Means more schematics, means more unlocks, means more fancy toys to play around with, which I think we can all appreciate. Anyway, I believe we're ready to end the turn after all of that completely necessary action. We'll hold off on upgrading these things, though. Kind of tempted by the public order at Fildorf, but at the same time, we got better things to build, especially with the pretty crazy expense of the upgrade of the city-states. Wait, 1 second. Capital territories. You know what? Maybe it's time to start building engineer workshops in all the capital territories just to get the additional engineer capacities and research. So, you would grow slower, but we can delete this building here. Probably cost us another turn of growth. Or we just wait and... Well, I guess we could rebuild it. I'd rather the engineer thing start upgrading, so let's do that here. At Wurtbad. Fildorf needs the same thing, but only once it's tier 4. In Drakenhof, you need the same thing once you're tier 4, but we actually do need to grow you more because you're our biggest cash cow. Templehof, you also have the growth building. I guess what we could do is counteract it by upgrading. You know what? Let's do this. Delete, upgrade, upgrade. Delete. Temporary build. Temporary build. There we go. Alright, and... Okay, no, I'm still not upgrading you, sorry. Beckhofen, you don't have one of those buildings, which means we can't do anything about that. But we can build a temporary growth building here. More engineer workshops everywhere, please. And I believe those are all our capitals. Well, I guess other than Eckendorf, but it's not that kind of capital. Also, I can repair you now, because I don't think these guys are coming back. Because their faction is in too much trouble. End turn. Hope I didn't forget any heroes, but it doesn't look like I did. Gestalten wants that defensive alliance. Are you friendly with these guys now? I mean, you're kind of friendly with them. Maybe they don't hate each other as much anymore. Gestalten does appear to still be alive. Fine. Why not? Why not? Once again, we're banking on keeping Kislev alive just so that we can make use of their stuff. And they've got gun stuff after all. And we're looking good. Every turn brings us closer to a massive pile of landships. Faction destroyed Sarl, Worldwalkers and Varg confederated to the north. Nemesis Crown claimed. I didn't even see him here. How do you claim that? The heck? Huh, well, that's unfortunate. Now the ancient artifact rests upon a new brow, them level in power, blah 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 blah. So, do we just have to kill him with Elspeth? I can do that, sure. Ooh, Salzenmund, yes to the walls, yes to the lumberyard, and I guess yes to the weaving house. Always yes to the weaving house, though sadly Dietershofen doesn't have one. We'll pop one in there once Norska's been dealt with. Next up... How many turns of this plague? 5 more turns. It's gonna take a while. Could you perhaps go up the river?
Make way for the Imperial fleet.
And Balderic, since there's nothing for you to build, No, there isn't. We'll start moving you up north to join with the other army, including the landship. Go to Altdorf. Oh, these guys aren't going to like our trespassing, but that's their problem. More importantly than that, Engineer's Workshop upgraded to the next level, and we can unlock Demigryph Knights soon, which is nice as well, though perhaps hold off on that. We don't have the Weaving House here, so we'll definitely build that. And I'll think about what else. Oh. And we can get the next level of the Black Rose Chapter House. Yeah, why not? Iron Resolve for cannot die while above 50%. Yeah, that's nice. I guess we can start building you. Damn, still not back up to 10k, but we do have an extra lord up and running, so the supply lines are costing us. Anyway, Elspeth, move to Zvorak, please. Let's start taking the territory from these guys. Oh, Durthu was going to try and claim Xerexil, but it looks like Clan Angrand will beat him to it. Interesting. Occupy, please.
Let us take it.
Nice. And income from trade tariffs faction-wide. Yeah, we can put that on you. I did not see what kind of ancillary that was. Coachman... Huh. Wait, so was it only coachman? Oh, there's a trade... Oh, but tradesmen can only go on lords, which means we'll pop it on you for now. Just for now. It'll probably change later on. Keep on moving. This place is not under siege. Oh, damn, 15k for sacking that? Or occupying it probably at tier 4. There's also that. Anyway, you've got a trip to Gautric and Felix's army, sir. Yeah, this guy's still around. Alright. And while we're here, let's double check any confeds. 1.4 on Ostland. There's nothing we can get them. We can threaten them to it, but that'll kill off our relationship with all the other factions, which is a bit of a shame, but what can you do? Okay, we need to really quickly take the Forbidden Citadel, which we can't reach, damn. I guess you... I was about to say you can channel, but you won't get anything out of channeling, because you don't have a mage as yet. We need to take the Forbidden Citadel before these guys claim the Altar of Spawns. Oh, Alakai has reclaimed the Altar of the Lair of the Troll King. We can get all of this just by gifting him territory that we don't need, so that's fine. Alright, anybody else? Boris, stick around with your landship. If Wolford comes for you, I'm gonna be happy to get to see the landship in action a little bit more. And 2 more turns into the Second Emperor's Wrath. Beautiful. And mechanical army is well on the way. Engineers, nothing interesting, nothing interesting, nothing interesting. Lords. Imperious, tough, noble, Gonna keep an eye out on this guy because we don't want him deleted. Anyway, we got more money to build another turn to quickly end, I guess. Castle Drakenhof. You, sir, will get a gunsmith. Wait, did I double check? Yeah, no, we're good. I have to check those money buildings. Castle Templehof, you're also going for the gunsmith. I did want to get the public order here, but oddly enough, your public order is okay. Go, gunsmith. More research. And Wurtbad, gunsmith, go figure. Alright, there goes all of our money into gunsmiths rather than money-making buildings. It's a travesty, a real travesty. Matorka, you can be upgraded, and we shouldn't have upgrade or money to upgrade anything else.
Yes.
Carrick still really want to trade. No, go fight somebody that Durthu hates, and then we'll deal with you. Reichland, Ostland, everybody else is okay. Or at the very least, we don't want to deal with them anymore. Now, 2 things. First of all, how are you doing? Karazakurek. They're still looking okay. They are not yet at war with Skarbrand, but Skarbrand will most likely declare war on them and thereby drag us into it by virtue of being our ally. But, well, that'll be something for us to do, but I really want Elspeth to go up here, knock out Brass Keep, and deal with Wulfric and the Nemesis Crown. I also don't understand why this is still here if Wulfric has taken it, but I haven't really engaged with that thing all that much as yet, so yeah. Anyway, I believe you, sir, are done. You found all the elves, and oh, the White Tower got taken by these guys. Okay, well, that's well for them. Delete. Wait. Okay, yeah, no. Just had to check if he had any ancillaries. I certainly don't want to pay for you, sir. And I believe we're good to go for the next turn. Alrighty, we're also very much out of time, but I want to end one more turn to see if anything interesting happens prior to the start of the next step. Besides, every single turn is closer to more steam tanks and landships, as I've already noted. Durthu, please don't suddenly decide to be opportunistic and attack these guys. We certainly want the border princes for ourselves. Peace treaty, no. You've got a lot of good territory that you've taken. Plus they attack, wait, did they? No, we attacked them, didn't we? Well, you know what? They attacked territory that we were going to take for ourselves, so that may as well have been attacking us. I'm going, that's what I'm sticking with. Channeling for you, Elspeth. We'll take Verdanos, and we should be able to cross to Myrmidons right after. Guess we could have done it the other way around, but this is the way we're doing it. Oh! Bone Rattlers has been destroyed by the Karekadrin dwarfs. That's nice. That's real nice. Hopefully they can deal with the Chaos Dwarfs without our interference. We don't have an alliance with them, though. Just out of curiosity, we declare war on the Fecondites. Minus 2.8. I was wondering if we could get a war declaration for free out of them. Probably not free. We're nearly back up to 10k, though. At least there's that. Alrighty. Well, either way, I don't think there's another battle to be had in this particular turn, so I am going to call the episode here. Next time, we should be able to get our mechanical army, or the start, let's say, of the mechanical army up and running as the units will join together. Our first and second steam tank, as we'll be able to get the second Emperor's Wrath in that army as well, and then we'll use it to start the conquest of Marienburg. We will have to be a little bit wary of them sending an army here, but if push comes to shove, Elspeth can teleport to Nuln and deal with an army there, and at the same time she does need a few retrofits, and we got things a-building for said retrofits, and that'll work out just fine. Gotrek and Felix and their army will push this way to try to help out the Masters of Innovation, and we should be... Oh, Wolfric is going this way. I'm willing to bet he'll kill off Tarina Katrin's army and retake some stuff here. That would allow us to potentially take some stuff here. While he moves away, sort of do the, have the AI get a taste of its own medicine there. Anyway, we should be able to join up with Gotrek and Felix's army with more stuff, including more Knights of the Black Rose shortly, and Ulrika will be up and running within the next some turns. Wait, no, I'm looking in the wrong place. Within the next 5 turns. Tall Walls will give us Ulrika as well, and she can at least join Gotrek and Felix in this particular army. Anyway, that's the plan for next time, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially the threshold if you're enjoying this, and especially the hour-long episodes. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.